Hola chicos, today we're going to be studying Go verbs. So what exactly are Go verbs, you ask yourself? In Spanish, there's a group of verbs that have the ending go in the yo form, hence the name yogo. Clever, I know, right? Although the forms of the verbs function as normal, regular er, or ir verbs, the yo form is the only one that does something a little bit different. So let's review our regular endings. So for AR verbs, we'll take the verb hablar. They become hablo, hablas, habla, hablamos, habláis, and hablan. So if you remember the chant, it's o, as, a, amos, ais, an. If you do ER verbs, you have the verb beber, which is to drink. So you have bebo, bebes, bebe, bebemos, bebéis, and beben. So instead of A's, they have E's because they're ERs. Now remember, we teach ERs and IRs together because they have very similar endings. So it's vivo, vives, vive, vivimos, vivís, and viven. So if you take a look, remember that all ER and IR endings are the same with the exception of nosotros and vosotros. Nosotros has E in the vosotros form and the nosotros form for the ERs, and IRs have I, MOS, and IS for the vosotros and nosotros, to specify which verb it actually ends in. So now Go verbs. There's about 7 common Go verbs that we will use. The first one being hacer, to do or to make. Tener, which is to have, and you've seen this verb last year when we talked about chapter 2 with the housing and the family, and it's one that you should already know. There's salir, to leave. There's venir, which is to come to a place. Traer, which is to carry. Decir, which is to say or to tell, another one you should have also have some knowledge of already, seeing as we had done it with the stem changing verbs. And poner, which is to put or to place. Now, hacer means to do or to make. So the forms are hago, haces, hace, hacemos, hacéis, and hacen. And again, you'll see that the yo form does the go, which makes it hago, and then it goes back to the C for all the other ones, hence making it a regular verb otherwise. Tener is tengo, tienes, tiene, tenemos, tenéis, and tienen. And as you've already remembered, that it, in addition to being a Go verb, it's also a stem changer, so it follows that boot, where inside the boot it does a stem change with the two LA usted and AO seas ustedes forms, to E from E to IE. Salir, which means to leave, ends up being salgo, sales, sale, salimos, salís, and salen. You do not pronounce the LA usted form as sale. It's sale. You have to stress the A. Now, salir can be used with different prepositions, and it would change the meaning of the word to mean different things. So if you were to say salir de, you're saying that you're leaving from a place. Salir con, with a person, is to go out with someone. Salir para, and then some sort of a destination, is to leave for a place. So if I was to say, yo salgo para España, I leave for Spain, that means I'm going to Spain. But if I say, yo salgo de España, that means I'm leaving from Spain to go somewhere else. We have venir, which ends up being vengo, vienes, viene, venimos, venís, and vienen. And as you've noticed also, it's another stem changer in addition to the fact that it's a Go verb. I always like to remember venir kind of looks like tener because instead of place being at tienes, it's vienes, so you just kind of have to replace the T with a V for most of the forms, and you still have the same ones. There's traer, which is to carry, becomes traigo. Now, it is traigo and not trago because of the fact there is another verb that's the verb tragar, which is to swallow. So rather than have yo trago and you have to figure out whether it's swallow or to carry, they just inserted an I into it to make it distinguishable. So there's traes, trae, traemos, traes, and traen. And then there's decir, which is to say or to tell. And it's digo, dices, dice, decimos, decís, and dicen. And as you've noticed from when we had done the stem changing verbs, decir is the yo-go verb, with the yo form being digo. And then it flips back to a C, but then you also have to change the I inside the boot with tu, ele, usted, and ellos, ellas, ustedes to make it a stem changer. There's also poner, which is pongo, pones, pone, ponemos, ponéis, and ponen. ¿Hay preguntas? So after you're done with this video, you should go back to the Moodle and do the worksheet with the questions to get some practice using these verbs. After you're done with that, you are free to do the homework that's on here and submit it. Don't forget you need to be submitting all the work to the Moodle, otherwise you're not getting credit for it. If you have questions, feel free to email me or leave anything in the forum. Adios!